So obviously at this point, they're married. Brien and Kate are now citizens of Ontario, more specifically the Thunder Bay District, and Kate is now trying to divorce him. She's obviously, before Brien even got there, she obviously made so many claims, a lot of them are true, some are not, about beating and abuse and fear. So they're going to rush it in front of a judge extremely quickly. She's obviously suing for the max, which is 6,000 US equivalent dollars a month for spousal maintenance in Canada. So they're rushed before a judge. Obviously, the female judge reads it and says, "Brien, you're an atrocious wife-beating man," pretty much. That's basically the gist of it. But she sounded a lot more educated and all that. But that was the gist of it. You're a horrible human being, torturing your wife, abusive, putting her through so much, and grants that money. Additionally, Kate is given the mandatory handout of 12,000 Canadian dollars, which is ideally meant to be paid by the spousal maintenance payer, Brien. And she opts to get it right then, right after the court, which would mean Brien has to pay it expedited instead of $200 per month over time if Kate just takes it as she needs it. She takes it right then. So now it's $600 extra on top of the $6,000. So at that point, they say, well, Mr. Morgan, effective tomorrow or Monday, you have to pay, $6,675 to the court to be issued to your wife, effective tomorrow. If you do not pay it by 5 p.m., you're going to be jailed and arrested for failing to pay spousal maintenance after the judge's order. And Brien is mad, and obviously Kate then receives the 12,000 handout in cash. All got King Charles on it. So obviously Brien has to figure out, how am I going to come up with $6,675. 75 is the court payment fee. He has to do that every time. Even when it's down to 6,000, he's got to pay 6,075. So he's like, well, I do have the Touareg up here. And Kate's like, hey, you want to sell that Touareg, Brien? And Brian's like, well, not really. I don't think I want to sell it for 12,000 Canadian. Well, then Brien starts thinking, well, frankly, if I'm not going to be able to get the money anywhere else, I'm not going to rob a bank up here. So I'm going to sell the Touareg to Kate for 12,000 Canadian. And obviously at that point, Kate buys the Touareg, and she's got her sights set on a new man. This new man, the guy who won the $2.5 million from Brien. But she's going to only date him and string him along. She does not want to marry the guy who won the money, because if she does, she no longer gets the spousal maintenance from Brien, because now she's living with a Canadian millionaire who became a millionaire because of their situation, and if she marries him, Brien's done paying, so we can't have that.